like I did perform back in the day in Edinburgh.
Oh yeah.
And I produced some stuff there, but like we're talking back in the dark ages comparatively. Had you done it before, or was it your first run this year?
No, this was my 5th one. So like I did, my first one was 2016, and I got nominated for the Best Newcomer Award, which is a big deal over there, but no one cares about it anywhere else. And it's been, I do love it. It is really fun. People that don't know, you do your show every single day in August, pretty much, which is really good. Like you really like anything, like practice just makes you way better. But now the way it is that it's becoming very, very expensive. Like it's shocking. So like more and more like working class acts are just being pushed out, and it's the same with audiences. You've just got, now it's just posh comedians, posh audiences. So I'm gonna have a big break from it, to be honest. But that's the thing with stuff like Twitch, like, or even this, like you can watch it for free, right? Completely different.
Exactly. We go up, I mean, my wife and I now, and like I stopped going up as a performer. I used to go up sometimes to kind of like to spot people for other things and everything, but we go up as fans. We went up last year, and like you say, I completely agree. You say like middle class or posh people, but even for like someone who's got some, it's so expensive just to go and stay and to go and do anything. And the ticket price is really expensive. You know, anyway, but tell me also, I want to ask quickly about the podcast. So, I mean, obviously, it's called, I mean, I love the name, right? It's got a problem, mate. Is that the podcast name?
Yeah, got a problem, mate.
And the thing I like about that phrase is it's one of those phrases that you can't actually say it in its genuine way, because got a problem, mate indicates that you might be asking if someone does have a problem, but it's actually quite a passive-aggressive thing to say. In English vernacular, it's a bit like when you say to someone, "Oh, good luck with that." You don't mean it. You can only say that sarcastically. So tell me about when it started, how you've been doing it, and what it is, so that people can hear about it.
It's a podcast on YouTube and all your podcast platforms. Got a problem, mate. It's like a problem-solving podcast where me and my friend, a brilliant comedian, Joey Page, get guests on and we discuss their problems, listeners' problems, our problems from the week. But it's really an excuse to have a fun chat, you know. But the thing I love about it is that a lot of comedians just get other comedians on their podcasts, and it kind of just rotates like that. But we try and get different sorts of people. So like we had the food critic from The Independent on, which was really interesting. Hopefully we're going to have like directors on, actors, just all sorts of people. We've had musicians on, people we find interesting. I am actually going to have this is an exclusive for the viewers here, right? This is a secret. We're gonna, if anyone here, I'm sure some people watch the reality show Married at First Sight. We've got someone from that coming on, and people can probably guess who it is based on.
Is that the UK version of that show?
Yeah,
like
the UK one.
Worldwide network of Married at First Sight, aren't there?
Yeah, the UK one just finished, and it was absolutely brilliant. There was one of the people on it is actually a Twitch streamer, and his wife that he got paired up with had a big problem with it. And that was a big like point of the series, which was ridiculous. So we got him coming on. It's we put that out weekly as well. Been doing it solidly for 6 months or something.
Wow. Yes, and I agree. I agree with you that
was a cat.
That's right. You can get the same kind of people being asked the same things on the same shows all the time on the podcast. So I'm like, what I'm trying to do, or we're trying to do with this and with other shows that we're doing, is just find interesting, different people that you're not always going to see. So I agree with that. Okay, now listen, we'll crack on, because I'm conscious. I'm grateful for you for your time. I know that we got Let's Go for a Pint are doing a show at 4, so I don't want to eat into their time. So what I'm going to do, Bilal, is there's going to be 10 questions, right? Nothing too challenging. Some you might find, oh yes, he's actually listened to something I've done, and like he's written a question about it. So we'll see. You're going to try and answer it, and the audience will answer it. But as you know from playing the last show, the quicker you answer, the more points you get. Okay, the quicker you answer, the more points you get. Hopefully, it will all work. Hopefully, I won't make any technical mistakes, because it's normally Joe who does a lot of the shows. But we'll get through it. Last week we had, and at the end, a bit like I said, like if you know Top Gear, like stars in a car, they have that league of like drivers. We'll have our league of that. The best anyone of our celebs or our guests has come is 6th, and last week we revived it. We're in a new series. We had the writer Otto English. He's quite an interesting, funny guy, and he came 8th. But listen, it's just for fun. It's not a pressure thing. We'll just start, and 10 questions, and I'll do the leaderboard periodically. So question 1 is based on a very funny thing. Now, we have a lot of Americans in the audience, but not all Americans. So this is going to immediately put them as a disadvantage because it's about cricket. Okay. And I don't know when you did that Brian Lara 2005 video. How old is that video, or is it recent? Oh,
that's recent. The video essay is recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that game. It's great.
I love the video. I mean, and also, cheers. It was hilarious. No, Jamesy Wamesy, he's just paid 100 moola. Oh yeah, anyone who beats you, I should have said in the audience there, anyone who beats Bilal today will get 100 moola. Moola is like the in-house currency that we have. So I was watching that video and really enjoying it, and like I was loving the names that they couldn't use the real names.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, Flantif. Yeah. It's great.
If you're Brian Lara, you're Brian Lara, and if you're Ricky Ponting, you're Ricky Ponting.
Yeah, but that's it.
Okay, so question 1. Let's see. Now, 2 years later, after the classic 2005 Brian Lara cricket game, there was a PSP only game brought out in 2007 that was a Brian Lara cricket game released only on PSP. Was it called Pitch Perfect, Bowled Over, or Pressure Play? Was it called 2007 game that Brian Lara had his name? Brian Lara, for those of you who won't know, and that would be probably a significant amount of the American audience, was one of the leading all-time West Indian cricket players, a cricket great from West India, captain West Indies rather, and was a big captain there. So what was the name of the 2007 Brian Lara game? Let's have a look and let's see what people said. Oh, a split. So 12 said Pressure Play, 13 said Bowled Over, 10 said Pitch Perfect. Did you know, Bilal?
I knew that, yeah. Yeah, I never played it, but yeah.
No, yeah. And I think the Brian Lara series stopped eventually, didn't it? Did it get over? Is there like somebody else who took over from the mantle?
I think it got bought by EA maybe, but then they didn't do anything with it. So then there's all these new cricket, like they're called Cricket 24 and stuff, and they're just not as fun.
But there's no like big name cricketer there's no like Stuart Broad cricket or anything like that.
No, unfortunately. There was like Ashes cricket and stuff, but no, they didn't do that.
Okay. Next one is not necessarily related to something to do with you, but it's just one of those trivia questions. Question 2. Here we go. What name is given to a tournament in the sport of sumo wrestling? So if you're having a go at the old sumo, are you having a dasho, a crasho, or a basho? Is it dasho, crasho, or basho? They're talking about Madden cricket. PSP was an elite console, moron. It wasn't an elite console, but you know, it had its moments. Let's see what we all thought was the sumo wrestling one. Most people went for basho. What do you go for?
I went for dasho, but complete guess.
Yeah, it was a complete guess. It was a hard one. It was indeed a basho. That was completely correct. We'll go into the next one, and we'll have the scores after the 3rd question. So the next one's about the internet, and kind of like, well, actually, I won't give you a clue, but you'll get this. I think you'll get this. Where on the internet would you have used the currency lindens? Where would you have used the currency lindens? Would you have used it on World of Warcraft, RuneScape, or Second Life? What are people saying? Oh, Dot, you thought it was Dasho as well. Did you press the wrong one here? Or
I think I've got it wrong after. Like I had a think, and I'm pretty sure I got it wrong.
What did you think it was?
I think it's Second Life, but I put RuneScape.
Yeah, I put in RuneScape just as the last minute and thought maybe it'll fox someone, and it's foxed you.
It got me.
It was Second Life. 14 people. Well, you know, it's not the end of the world because still not everybody's getting them all together. EW Sports, yeah, that was Basho was a little too on the nose. Yes, it was a little bit on the nose, Annie, but that's the way it is. Let's have a little look at the leaderboards very quickly, see where we are, if they'll come up. So I can tell you here that Sue M at the top's got 26, and Snot's got 26, and Jeff's got 21. That means they all got the first 3 right, but not like for a max 10,000 points each. So this is proving to be a tricky one. Where are you? If I flick down, oh, there you are. You're in okay, 18th.
Not too bad.
Something to build on. Okay. Now, I think, you know, I listened to your podcast on the plane coming back from New York on Tuesday night. Cool. And because that's where I was at the weekend. And, you know, like when you're listening to something, because I listen to podcasts like when I go to sleep, and like they probably become like part of your dream and part of like, so you were talking about the man who fell to earth at one point in your podcast, but you made a very niche reference to it. And of course, it is a kind of culty thing. So I'm asking a question about that. I can't even remember what your reference was because I think I was half asleep. You said something about it. Can you remember?
No, I think a guest might have mentioned it.
Maybe it was a guest.
I've not seen it.
No, I've not seen it, but that's what we're asking about. So, of course, it's a classic 1976 film, but it was remade for TV a couple of years ago as a sequel, right? And the question is, who played Thomas Newton? That's the Bowie character in the Showtime series. Oh, God. Earth. Yeah, some of them are tricky. Some of them are tricky. Three British quality actors here. Was it Bill Nye? Was it Jeremy Irons? Or was it Ian McShane? Very tough questions for this non-sporty Yank. Well, there we go. Nobody said it was going to be easy, Annie B, for 7-Eleven. It was. Nye, 17 got it right. He's like an older version of the Bowie. You've never seen the film. I've never seen the film. We should see that film if we consider ourselves. Why haven't we seen it?
It's never on TV.
It's just never on TV, and it's sort of like there floating around in some sort of consciousness, but we're not watching it. Yeah, okay. Number 5 is another kind of sort of techie question. Number 5, which word did Apple drop from their company name in 2007? Was it core, was it Macintosh, or was it computer? Did they drop the word core, Macintosh, or computer? The answer is, it was computer, actually. They used to be called, did you get it wrong?
Yeah, Macintosh.
Yeah. 4 people went for core, though, so rest assured you didn't go for Question 6, nothing to do with anything in particular, apart from lovely music and musicals. This is about the sound of music. So, in the sound of music, which of these are among Maria's favorite things? In the sound of music, which of these are among Maria's favorite things? Is it puppies, banjos, or kettles? 13, kettles. How'd you get on?
I put puppies.
Yeah, I think she likes poppies, but not puppies, weirdly. I don't know what's wrong. She likes
Did she say kittens?
No,
or did I?
Kettles. I think
that's kettles.
Yeah. It is
right, so I've always misheard that. I thought it was kittens.
Yeah, I've got the reference somewhere.
Why does she like kettles?
What's not to like about them?
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, let's go to number 7. Oh, we're getting intellectual here. What does the Latin word ergo mean? Ergo. I think, lastly, or therefore. I think, lastly, or therefore. What does the word ergo mean? What did you say?
I said therefore because it feels like that. But yeah, that's correct. Thank God.
And ergo, you were right. Yeah. Let's have a look at this question here about bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens are things she likes. Oh, she likes ponies as well. Yeah. Okay. So where are we? Here we are. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. 3 to go. And who's at the top? Snot is remaining there at the top, 54,000. Now cut that out in second. MTR 102 in third. And you are?
29th.
29th? Okay, well, if it puts you at ease, we had a guy, a really nice guy called Jay Flynn doing it a few months ago. And he's like the trivia king. And he runs all these... he got knighted because of his service to the public, because he did all these trivia games during lockdown. And so he did this for us. He came like 107th. So
they should take his knighthood away, right?
Well, I have written and just let them know. I haven't said they
Yeah.
should, but you know, I said they could consider it. Yeah. Okay, 3 more. Yeah. Here's another languagey type one. So, in 19th century Britain, what was a poltroon? A poltroon. You, sir, are a poltroon. Are you a coward, a fish seller, or a thief? What is or was a poltroon? I don't know about fish seller. I wouldn't say fish seller. What did you think it was?
I put coward.
You put
I got it.
And you got it right. Oh, 14 went for fish seller. I wonder why people went for fish seller. What does that sound?
It does. Like? It sounds like a job poltroon, I think.
Yes. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay.
It's a weird word.
It is a weird word, and it's gone out of fashion. It's not a bad word.
No.
It's not a bad word. I don't mind it's a word. Okay. Next one is about the classic movie Back to the Future, right? Which is, I think, the very first one was released in 1985. And of course, as Marty McFly, you have Michael J. Fox. But he wasn't the original Michael J. Fox because they spent like 3 weeks or a period of time filming it with a different actor before they realized we don't want this person anymore. Let's replace him. And they replaced him with Michael J. Fox. So the question is, who was the original Marty McFly before being replaced by Michael J. Fox? Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, or Eric Stoltz? Swayze, Dillon, Stoltz, Marty. What did you think it was?
I put Stoltz. I feel like I heard someone mention this on a podcast, that there's a scene where the original actor is still in it, like the back of his head or something. I don't know if I got it right, but...
You sure did. You surely did. It was Stoltz, who's still around, but he didn't quite have the career that like Swayze and Dillon did. He was in like a Somebody Says, Jeff Keys, yeah, you're right, saying Mask, kid. He was in Mask. I suppose that was...
You'd know if it was like Patrick Swayze, wouldn't you? It would be talked about all the time, I think.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, last question. There was another comment while I was like... sort of hitting the kind of 35,000 feet snooze now on the plane. You also mentioned the venerable Iggy Pop for some reason in your podcast. Do you remember why you were talking about him?
Because my co-host Joey was saying that he looks really good, I think, or he sounds great, and I was making the point that I don't think he does. It was something to do with health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he is big into like green health and that kind of like getting his vitamins down at the moment. But yes, okay. Now, he's written a few books. This one is specifically about his 2016 autobiography. What's the name of Iggy Pop's 2016 autobiography? Is it Ready to Die, Total Chaos, or I Sick You? Ready to Die, Total Chaos, or I Sick You? What did you go for?
I went for Total Chaos, but I feel like it could have been any of those. Oh, it is right, yeah.
Do you know what? I think you've jumped up the leaderboard with
maybe.
I think those last 3 or 4 questions, you've done really well. I'll do the scores in a second. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for coming on.
It's been great.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. We really appreciate the support. What have you got lined up that we might see or listen to, or can we see you anywhere? I'm not sure you had any gigs lined up at the moment. You might be preparing live stuff, but tell us.
I'll be on tour around the UK sort of next year. Just follow me, please, on Twitch, Twitter, X, whatever it is. Zafarcakes, same name. I'm in one episode of a new sitcom called Such Brave Girls, BBC sitcom, which is really, really good. And I play a vicar.
A vicar?
Which is which is cool.
I'm just going to say I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And will your tour next year be a solo tour? Will you be like the lead? Oh wow! Okay, all right. Well,
yeah. So the Edinburgh show I did, the hour-long show. It's a version of that on tour.
Was it? Remind me of the name of it. It was
Imposter.
It was Imposter. Was the previous one called? What was the previous
Care?
One? Care. That's what I thought. That Care one. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. Great. Well, listen. Good luck with everything. Thank you again. Let's look at the leaderboards. Are they going to come up? So, congrats. Snot just went out in front.
22.
Now cut that out in second. Dav 3 in third. There you are, down in 22. Well, I think you can be proud.
Yeah, that's great. I'm very happy with that.
Okay. Amazing.
Lovely.
Well done, everyone who beat you. That gets 100 in moola. Thanks for playing, everyone. I'll be back next week. Don't forget, I've got an Emmy-nominated person coming, and I've got someone from that big Apple TV Christmas special coming. And Bilal, we'll speak again. Thank you so much.
Great to see you. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Right. Bye, everyone.